What do you think about that game last night? Kane's game, I mean, the one that mattered.
I, honest to God, I don't know what I'm watching with hockey. I just know when the goals go in. So I couldn't, if I told you anything, I would just be making it up. So I'm
Got you,
glad that
got
they
you.
won because when they
Yeah,
win, the city has good vibes. But if you're
it
asking
does.
me
Yeah.
why they won, I mean, couldn't tell you who scored the goal. I make the joke. Every hockey goal feels like an accident to me because I don't know what's going on.
You
But
won. Yeah.
it's a good time. I enjoy. Welcome to Out the Trunk with Jordan and Darius. My name is Darius. That's D's all up in your area on all socials.
And I'm Jordan. That's Jordan to be writing on all socials.
This is our segment where we let you guys know what's on our mind, what we've seen on the internet, vice versa. If you noticed, there was not a release last week, and that's because we recorded for 2.5 hours and I forgot to press record. So Jordan runs all the socials, but you can aim all of your hate mail at me. You can find my at. You know where it is. We say it all the time. It's totally my fault. He did nothing wrong. And 2.5 hours later, I realized I did not press the record button. It was the first time in 18 months of recording. So that's on me.
Yeah.
Sorry about that to the listeners and to my
But
co-host.
yeah. But you know what? It's all good. It's a rite of passage in the content or creative space, losing your shit. My last spot I had, we recorded like 4.5 hours, and we couldn't use any of it because the audio was fucked up. And so I've been there. So it's just a rite of passage, you know. And it's better to get these out the way early than like say we have like LeBron on and we lose the recording. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Hopefully we'll build a bit higher tech by then. But
Yeah.
the circumstances which led to that aren't repeatable, or they're repeatable, but now I know how to prevent it, so it won't
Right.
happen again. So we're gonna start off with rapper Voltron. What you got for the people?
Yeah, so I was been watching a lot of like action and movies and stuff like that lately. Got me thinking of like, you know, if we could give the abilities of different musicians to other musicians, what would they be? Like what would you pick and choose? Rap is the genre we probably are most the biggest enthusiasts of, so that was kind of my area of focus. So I'd like, for example, like I wonder what like Biggie would sound like with Rick Ross's production, or if he did a full album with like Ye producing, or you know, if say like Jay did a collab with Push album with Push, like I feel like that'd be like the best drug dealer bars of all time. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like what are some combinations you like to mix and match over throughout the course of hip hop, the course of
What
history of hip hop?
um I would give so I think Boss Man D-Lo is underrated as a lyricist, but I would give him
Yeah.
like Jay-Z's vocabulary. Because
Okay.
sometimes
Yeah.
he
Literacy.
can that's a little strong. But sometimes if you listen to his music, you can tell when a phrase becomes a crutch and
Yeah.
break out a thesaurus wouldn't hurt him. I was what I'll say.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Have him read a little bit of Shakespeare, get his vocab up.
um, that's one off the top of my head. You got another one?
Um, I'd maybe do like I feel like if you could give Cole most deaths level of depth, you would have an amazing project.
Um, Depth isn't the problem with me with Cole. I have him down here. I would give him Big's ability to make a song. I just think Cole is a
Mhm.
great rapper, doesn't make good music.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
so I just he just something that happens a lot. I think Nas is a great rapper who makes bad music.
Yeah.
Um, it's those are two different skill sets, and when they blend together, you get iconic people. But like a lot of
Hmm.
times, you know, I think well, Jadakiss he made good music, but I don't know if his albums are that great. Like his albums, like he was bad at like album cuts, but he made
Yeah.
good singles and he was able to cross over a little bit. But like, it's a different skill between being a great rapper and making good
And
music.
being a
So,
yeah, I think so too. Like he did a collab project with Fab. I think it was called like I want to say like Friday the 13th or something like that, or Friday meets Jason, something shit like that. And that was super dope because Fab's better at making songs, so he probably took the reins on the creative direction of the project and just have Jada just doing his crazy bars. You know what I mean? It was like a super dope project to listen to. Um, that's a good theme. Rappers who make great rappers who don't make good music. Trying to think. Throughout Chris
Lupe
history.
Fiasco.
Yeah, Lupe,
Um,
Black Thought.
oh, Black Dog makes good music.
Well, that's true.
The Roots make good music.
That's what I was gonna say. So like a solo. I don't know that I want to hear necessarily hear a solo project.
Um, I get the feeling you just don't like rapidy rappers.
No, I
Um,
love rappers. It's just that I think
you like the bells and the whistles.
I do,
Yeah.
but I like the bells and the whistles. I like the bells and the whistles with the depth. You know what I mean? I feel like some of the rapidy rappers they get so much into like I rapidy rap, and I'm smart, and you're not, but they're not actually saying anything that shows their intelligence. It's just the
Also
way they
often
use
not
the
that
word.
smart.
That
Um,
too. It's like just the way they use their words shows their intelligence. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? They're kind of like it's sort of like no disrespect. It's sort of like the Jalen Brown thing where you know I'm not saying he's not smart, but I don't know what he said or done to show that he's like you know Sherlock Holmes level intelligence compared to his peers. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm like you. I can't call him dumb, but I haven't seen any evidence he's smart.
Right. Yeah.
I just, you know, they Jay-Z said because a nigga wear kufi, it don't mean that he bright.
Right.
Um,
So you understand him, don't mean that he nice.
yeah, it's no, I mean I like the bells and whistles too. I don't
Yeah.
really actually like a lot of rapidy rap stuff.
Mhm.
I think when MF Doom passed RIP and all, but
Yeah.
I remember people were like linking to his music and I'm like, is my internet wrong? Like I don't like this can't be the songs y'all are talking about. Like link me to the Spotify with the songs you're talking
That's
about because the
funny.
ones on mine are terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Like so I love the rappy rap shit. I just go to it when I'm like when I'm studying the craft of rap or like when I'm working on like for my poetry if I want to do more bar shit, I'm gonna listen to like a lot of rapidy rap ass rappers, you know. So I'll listen to like maybe a lot of Royce or M, shit like that when I if I'm just like focused on the bars. So they do have a purpose, of course, and also I enjoy their music too. But I do get the whole there's a fine line because like I feel like rap fans they're either like need some shit to shake their ass to or they only want to hear like the conscious bar shit. And
Yeah.
it's like there is a middle ground, and there's that's where like kind of like the it's almost like a segregation of rap fans, and that's kind of what sort of what bled into like the Kendrick Drake shit. It was like bars versus purists versus commercialism, if you will. Um, yeah,
No, I mean, I said it as a question to you, but actually, I mean, I prefer, like, I just don't, I mean, most rapidy rappers I don't like. I don't like,
hmm
um, I got a friend who's a little older than me, and he'll like link me to some Eric B. and Rakim song, and I'm like, this shit sounds like it was made in a closet. It's just
Hey,
like,
they have
it's,
bars though.
I
Rakim have
mean,
bars.
that's fine. The music sucked though. Just I just feel like that bars aren't enough. We already have something for that that's called poetry. Like if this is music
Yeah,
though, and you
right,
need to make the music has to be palatable to the ears. I'm not
right.
like we already have poetry, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with poetry, but that's a different medium than this.
Yeah,
And so no, I think Big was like one of the best at making songs, and that's what made him
yeah.
special is because he could rap and he could make songs. And
hmm
I would, if I could just give that ability to I mean, a lot of rappers, it would be, they'd be better off. I think rap groups were in the sense that rap groups kind of formed their own Voltrons because
Right.
people compensated for weaknesses, and you're not going to see that
Correct.
as much anymore because no one wants to split their money three ways. But have you listened to Migos solo album? Ooh, uh,
Oh, you mean each of their individual projects?
yeah, yeah, fair enough.
Okay. Yeah, I've liked some of Offset shit, his solo shit. I never really got to listen to a lot of Takeoff solo shit, to be honest. RP. And I feel like Quavo is like the upgrade to like the Ty Dolla Sign joke, where like he's parsley. You can put him on anything or with any artist, and he's good. But like individually, you don't want to eat a plate of parsley, you know?
Yeah, I definitely the the whole was greater than the sum of the parts in that one.
Yeah, they were literally Voltron.
Yeah, and I mean. I'm partial to Cass, but like when it comes to rap groups, you'd be hard pressed to
Yeah.
find if you just, they had a 10-year run, damn near.
Hmm.
And so, but they're all terrible solo artists, RIP Take, but the rest of them were just terrible solo artists. So, anybody else?
Um, trying to think. See if I maybe wrote something down and forget about it. I think so. I got off the top of my head. Um, maybe like if I could give, okay, like if I could give Snoop Big's ability to make a song,
Yeah.
I think that'd be crazy because Snoop had the great voice, great delivery, just but the pen wasn't really the strength of his, that wasn't the best tool in his repertoire.
Have you heard the MGK Wiz thing that dropped Friday?
For guess right, you told me about that Sunday. I forgot. I have not gotten to that yet. You
It's
said you liked it?
it's cool. It is
Okay,
they did a good job of making me feel like I was in 2012 again. And whether that's good or
got you.
bad probably depends about how you feel about 2012.
2012.
And so
Yeah.
the lows are really low. There's a couple songs on there where I'm
Okay.
like, and when the project's only 25 minutes and three of the songs are bad, can
It's a
we really
complete waste
call
of
it?
time.
Like it's like, what are we
It's an
talking about
EP.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like of the 25 minutes, nine of them are bad. It's like, what
Damn.
are we talking
Okay.
about? So, but no, the
Shit.
regular songs are fine. I don't think it's a bad listen, but
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be touring that music. I think they just are having a little fun. It
Okay.
would be lost in the dustbin of collab tapes like that DaBaby Young Boy tape that just came. They just dropped
I
one
don't even.
year.
Yeah, I don't think I heard that one.
They dropped the tape a couple years ago, and it's like I don't even. I've never seen them pictured together, so they probably just their label just emailed verses back
Emailed
and
it
forth.
and.
So that was weird. But anyways, all right. So this is a little bit dated, but do you remember the Draymond Green Charles Barkley kerfuffle on Inside the NBA?
Yes, yes, I do. I vividly remember that. That was the most awkward attempt at humor. I think it was an attempt at humor that I've ever seen
You know what it
on
was?
TV.
It's like inside jokes only work when you're on the inside, and it's like
Yeah,
things that we can say amongst each others as jokes.
right.
Outsiders say it, be like, "Hold on, man."
Yeah, no, no, you're getting punched in the face.
You ever see the episode of Martin where Gina's friend comes to town? And Martin and
Yeah.
Pam, obviously, anyone who's seen the show, they bicker back and forth.
Oh yeah, she was talking shit to Pam, and
And Martin was
Mark
like,
was
"Hold
like,
on,
no,
you
no,
don't
no,
know
no,
her
no,
like
no,
that."
no, no,
Like we
no.
joke
Yeah,
because that's my wife's best friend, and whatever, but we don't know
yeah.
you. Oh,
Right, right, right.
and so that's what that felt like. The rest of the set was like, "Hold on, player, we don't."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It did.
So,
Yeah, it's
anyways,
like when a stranger comes up and just gets a little too friendly,
yeah,
and
it's
everyone's like, "Yo, do you know this dude?"
inside jokes got to stay inside sometimes. But anyways, I'm way off topic.
Yeah,
But so Draymond basically and Charles Barkley ignited like what I thought was an interesting uh view into how people view sports and view life in general. And it just brought me to this question.
yeah.
Would you rather be the bass player in a stadium act or would you rather be the lead singer of a theater act?
Hmm. Uh, yeah, I think I'd rather. Yeah, I was in choir, and I always had more fun when I got the leads. So yeah, I'm gonna say I'd rather be in the lead in the theater act than a bass in the stadium. I mean, either one's fun, and either way, you're a rock star. So it's just, it's no shame either one in either one. But if you're gonna ask me, I'd rather be lead. And also, I'm used to performing alone, so I just naturally have that inclination.
And I think that's most people's revealed preferences, but that's
Yeah.
not what they'll state. Most
Right.
people,
Right. Right.
especially when it comes to basketball, they'll claim they value the things Draymond did, but truly they they
Right.
they value what Charles Barkley did. And so it's like,
Correct.
but as the bass player in the stadium, you're gonna make more money. You're gonna have bigger
Yeah.
records. You're gonna make the Hall of Famer, but your name's never gonna be on the door, and
Right.
the light's never gonna be on you. And just for so many people, that's what's
And
important.
you're not going on Letterman.
Yeah, no, you're not. But you know, and And so Draymond looks at it like, if not to defend him, like he's a jerk by and
Right.
large, but his frustration, and I don't want to speak for him, but just me outside looking in, is that
Hmm.
y'all claim y'all value what I do, but your revealed preferences are what Charles Barkley did.
Right.
And why? Why do people view Charles Barkley's career as like more important than Draymond's or more valuable than Draymond's?
Um, I mean, so the surface answer, he dated Madonna, was best friends with Michael Jordan. Um, he had a fire shoe.
Yeah.
Um, he had crazy stats. Not that you played for stats, but he did have crazy stats.
I mean, but that's the thing though. People do, and that's what they want.
Well, that's true.
Like
That's true.
so
That's
you
true.
just did
That's
it. You
true.
just did it. You stated a preference, but in your revealed
No, I'm
preference,
saying he. No, I'm saying if you're asking me why would someone want to be the Charles Barkley compared to Draymond Green,
yeah.
there's the answer. He was a rock star in the '90s. He was on the Dream Team.
But did you
Draymond
see
was on the
that
Libertines, but
reflex?
he
You
was
said,
not the fixture.
not that you
What?
play for stats. Yes, you do. Yes, they do. That's what they want. Like, yes, it
Yeah,
is
more players play for stats than want to admit. That is very true.
because it's
Um,
rewarded. They they
yeah,
they
for sure. That's how you get
they
paid.
they know what we say, but then they see what we
Yeah,
reward. And it's like I understand Draymond's frustration because, you know,
right.
he's gonna make the Hall of Fame. He's made a ton of money, but he's sacrificed to win. He's got four
Yeah,
championships. And he looks at Charles Barkley like you're a fucking joke. Like you showed up fat to
yeah,
half the seasons. You prioritize
true.
fun. You just wanted to dribble the ball and like you took basketball serious for one season and you made the finals and you just never did it again.
Yeah.
And like this is y'all king? This joke?
Is this your king? Well, so I hear you. So
Like,
to,
what
to
is
your point
this?
about to your point about Draymond sacrificing, what exactly did he sacrifice in his game? Because most fans would make the argument, most people make the argument. Actually, I'll make the argument that if he was not on Golden State, I don't know how long his career would have lasted
He's the greatest
if he was
defensive
not a part
player
of that
since Kevin
system.
Garnett.
But he came along at the perfect time, perfect system, perfect team. It wasn't. I don't know that he's has the same career or even similar career if he got drafted to Charlotte.
Well, I mean, so obviously nothing similar for championships, no. But
Right.
um I think those skills are transferable. And I think people claim defense is half the game, but they treat it like, 10% of the game.
They
And he
do.
was the second best player on a 73 win team. And I just believe if he dribbled a lot, no one would say these things about him. They wouldn't say these skills don't transfer. Um, but like if you just look up, I don't know the stat or just like wins above
Mhm.
replacement for Draymond in his prime on those teams, he was the second best player on this team to Steph Curry.
Yeah.
No one would ever say those things about Kyrie Irving, because he dribbled a lot and
Right.
he had a cool shoe. And it just like because to me it's not even close. I would 10 times pick Draymond Green's career over Charles Barkley's career. It's not
Mhm.
even like it's not even close. Um,
So okay,
and I thought
so
everyone was on the same page with me. And then I saw this
yeah,
argument and I'm like, y'all been
no, they
lying.
were not. They were
Y'all
not.
been
They were
lying.
not. Well, because I
The
think
royal
so.
y'all.
It's a back kind of back. No, I know. It's like back to kind of the original premise is everybody says they would be down to be a role player, would sacrifice. The truth is, most people want to be lead. That's we do podcasting. Most podcasts break up because
Yeah.
one guy wants to be the star or thinks they're the star and they're not the star, or they fight over money, or certain podcasts who shall remain nameless, they start to view their friends as their employees. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So we see that happen all the time, and shit. I mean, if not for those long contracts, I don't know that the Bulls would have stayed together. I think if Scottie Pippen had a chance to go off on his own and get paid and try to compete for championships by himself and get comparable money, I think he probably would have done it. You know what I mean? We saw them. They broke up Russ and KD. They broke up. Shit, that's part of why Kyrie and Braun broke up. I think that's part of why. Shit, who? I mean, KD leaving the Warriors. It's kind of
Yeah.
ironic that Draymond has this view of Barkley, but on the flip side, he felt like they saved KD, and they, you know what I mean, and that altered the history of their franchise going forward. So I think it's kind of funny how that played out too.
I mean, he looks at it like, what has Kevin Durant won without us?
Oh no, for sure, yeah, 100%. Like they were they were
And
proven
like,
they were proven to be right.
and then it just, yeah, they
But in the
went after
moment,
him.
in
And
that moment,
then
everybody was like, "Whoa."
then they won after him, and then like
Yeah.
that's I just remember that summer being like Kevin Durant is choosing Kyrie Irving over Stephen Curry, and we're treating this like that's
Yeah.
not a
Like that's
terrible.
equal.
Well, it's just you. I thought we were supposed to prioritize winning, and he
Yeah.
like the Nets were like an 8 seed that year, and you left a finals
Yeah.
team to play with DeAndre Jordan and Kyrie Irving
In
because
Brooklyn.
Draymond Green was mean to
They're your
you.
friends
Yeah,
because they're your friends.
like this is it just I just thought we were having a different me and the basketball community was having a different conversation, but really to everyone having their name on the door is like of course you'd love to have both.
Yeah. Right.
But like I look at Donovan Mitchell and I'm like, dude, you could play with like you're clearly a number two
Yeah.
and like you could play with someone better than you and win a lot, but
Right.
he's never going to do that because his name ain't on the door. He likes being the last person announced in
Correct.
in the playoff. Like
Yeah.
that matters way more to him than actually winning.
That's
Just
why he
by
stayed in Utah as long as he did. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like
Same thing with Devin Booker, same thing with Bradley Beal. They've wasted 10 years of their career because they wanted to get the bag and shoot meaningless baskets,
yeah,
literally.
or just like Jalen Brown's about to get traded from the Celtics probably,
Right.
and it's like, dude, you got drafted into the perfect situation.
Yeah. You've been to
You
what, six conference finals?
six conference finals, you've won a championship, you've gotten all your money. Yeah, that's the
Yep.
other thing too. It's important to note I'm not asking like everyone's getting paid, so it's not like
Yeah, bro.
there's a
That's my thing. It's like if I'm getting paid like the man, I don't really care to be the man at that point. Like you get less criticism. You still get the bag. You still get all the attention off the field and everything that he was doing with who he was doing it with. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really understand. I mean, I get it, but it's just like
but that's why the
my thing
premise
too is
is
specifically
good.
with specifically with Jalen Brown is you had the ultimate shots to show that you were the guy. Two game sevens with Jason Tatum off the floor, and you wet the bed. And you compare that to Kobe Bryant in 2001 against the Pacers, game four. Shaq goes down with the ankle injury, or no, or fouls out, one of the two. And Kobe took over, and it was like, okay, we get why he thinks he's MJ. You know what I mean? Like you have your chance, you had your chance twice, and you blew it. I'm not saying you don't get another chance, but you've kind of shown that you're a plan B, bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean for sure. And it's like, but that's the thing though. That's why the premise is bass player on the stadium act. I made that was strategic because you would make more money as the bass player on I don't know, name one of these stadium bands over like some guy performing at Red Hat.
uh,
Um, and
right,
it's like
Oasis or
correct.
Goo Goo
Like
Dolls, some shit like
or
that.
like just
Yeah,
like the nameless, faceless members of Maroon 5 make way more money than the lead singer of I don't know, some
Hamilton.
band at Red Hat. But
Yeah,
when people say like Jalen Brown, people are gonna be like, well, yeah, I get it. And it's because the name on the door is more important than making the most money or
right.
winning the most. And I guess I have a higher value for players who prioritize win, who actually walk what they walk the walk.
Yeah,
Um, and so
I feel you. That's why Jimmy Butler left the Bulls
yeah, he's not a serious person.
back in the day.
Like he's just not. You
Yeah.
know, was just like Kyrie leaving LeBron because I guess
Yeah.
whatever. What has he won since then? And it's just these you see TV shows
Yeah.
break up, you see podcasts break up. They're never
Yes.
the same.
They're never
They're
right.
never the same. Desus and Mero, they had a bunch of magic, but whatever they broke up for
And I
whatever
think they
reason.
both suck individually. I mean, they don't suck individually, but I just
I
they're just
don't
not as
consume
good.
it. Yeah, I just don't consume anything that they make individually just because
Yeah.
it's the Migos thing. I don't
Yeah.
want to listen to a fucking Offset album. Like I just don't. Y'all could have now. Granted, this is a little different because Takeoff passed
Yeah.
RIP, but they broke up before then. Like y'all could
Right.
have stayed in the group. Like Offset
Still
just
done your
wrote
solo projects.
whatever, just touring, making
Yeah.
money, keeping the brand strong.
Yeah.
But I what was found out is that people really they want that light when the lights come on and everyone's
They do.
the mic is on them and their mic's on and when you're the bass player you're in the shadows in the corner just strumming
Yeah.
so
And everybody thinks they're, it's like shit, Destiny Child or even the Jacksons. Like two of those five were phenomenal on their own.
Yeah.
Destiny's Child, two of those three slash five, because they swapped the third girl out a couple times, were phenomenal on their own. That's rare. Like that's you got you got to learn when you have magic, and you got to do everything you can to keep that shit afloat.
Well, it's like you mentioned Oasis earlier. I think Liam's the singer and Noah is the basically brains of the operation, the writer, the
Mhm.
composer. They're brothers,
Yeah,
and there's a video they toured last year for the first time, and Noah can carry a note. He's fine. And obviously, he wrote all the songs, but Liam is singing Wonderwall, and by the third verse, Noah has like a couple background vocals in it, and the way he
yeah,
just looks at his brother like you were always meant to be in front. Like it just doesn't like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't know how to I don't even know where I'm going with this, but it's just fascinating to me like Kevin McHale's career.
Yeah,
Like I would
yeah,
take I would take that. He made the Hall of
yeah.
Fame, he made his money. He never has to buy a beer in
Got to become
Boston,
a coach.
got to become a coach, and he won a lot. And to me, that would just matter way more than I mean, he was in his
Right.
own right. He could have demanded a trade off of Boston and went and played
Absolutely.
in Milwaukee and averaged 25 points a night and never won another
Correct.
championship. But like, man, give me the chips. As long
Yeah,
as the money's close, give me the chips. And
I hear you.
I almost see it
And
as like better than not. I mean, I don't even want the burden to have my name on the door, but
yeah. But and also like for the younger viewers, like before Dirk and what else before Dirk? I'd say before like Malone and Tim Duncan, Kevin McHale had a case for the best power forward ever.
yeah.
Like he was really him.
I mean, he was like the third pick in that draft or that he came out
Yeah.
in. So he was the second best player on those teams, but
Yep.
he wasn't Larry Bird, and
No.
it's so I guess I close it with like I understand Draymond is a volatile personality. He's a challenging
Yes.
person to like, but I have an
Yeah.
affinity because I appreciate what he did as a basketball player.
Yeah.
And people say what he did was easy, like he was just carrying Steph Curry's luggage. But clearly, if it
Yeah.
was that easy to subjugate your ego in favor of winning, way more players would do it. You know,
True. And if he really was just doing like shit that didn't matter, they wouldn't put up with all the bullshit he's done, quite frankly.
correct. Yeah.
So there's that.
So a JD
Um,
adage, man. You say it's so easy, go find another one. I'm sure teams have tried.
yeah, I'm sure teams have tried. Yeah.
How many 6'8", big men with long arms have been drafted because they're the next Draymond Green, and they
Yeah, they
never
tried
heard
that
from
with
them again.
Denzel Valentine, a couple other guys. I think maybe Alfred Camino, like a lesser version of that. They've tried with certain guys, and and NBA fans, we do love to shit on Draymond because it is funny because he's
Yeah.
like loud and obnoxious, and he's not the best player, but he acts like he's the best player. So it's just fun to shit on him. But like, if you truly love basketball and truly know the game, you have nothing but respect for what he's done and the career he's carved out for himself. Making $200 million from a second round pick, a 6'6" power forward. I mean, that's tough to do.
And I mean, he doesn't do himself any favor. His social media manager definitely doesn't with the way they clip
No,
him.
no, 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 no.
But he has this breakdown of that game one of the New York Knicks when they were just crushing James Harden. And he
Yeah, I
was
saw
just
that.
like the
You're leaving him to
disgust.
die.
Yeah, the disgust in his voice. He didn't say any names, but it was for Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. He was just
Yeah,
like, I would never leave Steph Curry out there like that.
yeah.
Never in 100. That's your job. Like, and
Right.
obviously James Harden is old and not Steph Curry anymore, but
Correct.
he was viscerally offended at the fact that like they didn't want any part of what it
Of
takes to
trying
win.
to help him out. Just hedge a little bit.
Like,
Jesus Christ, stand at the elbow, do something.
so art
Yeah.
political. What you got for the people?
Um, yeah, so I just, you see on the social media sites and all that, people are always like, "Oh my God, I hate when they make everything so political now. Everything's such a message," or like, especially with like LGBTQ content, they're like, "Oh my God, they're just throwing it in our face," And it's like, which is the same shit white people used to say about black people being on TV shows. Well, they still say it now, but and it's just funny to me because I've been watching a lot of older movies lately that I loved when I was a kid, and the messaging was always submersive yet very clear. Like I loved all the like animated Disney movies, like one of her movies was Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's all about the hypocrisy of religion, and the government and oligarchies. Um, you know, there's a movie called Bedknobs and Broomsticks, and it's literally about like World War II, pretty much. Just like Englanders trying to do what they can to like in their own small way in World War II and the kind of the conditions they were in at that time, against Germany. Um, you know, uh, Jennifer Lawrence, The Hunger Games. Like
Yeah.
those movies are all about taking down big governments. So it's just funny to me the way people act like these messages weren't always there. Fucking Wizard of Oz, one of the biggest movies of all time, is one of the most political messages you'll ever see in a fucking movie.
I mean, even something like that these people would watch and here's like they get it when it's on their side. Like The Dark Knight Rises is a conservative movie, right? Bane
Yeah,
is basically a socialist. He's trying to overthrow Wall
correct.
Street, and Batman teams up with a bunch of cops and saves the day. And I
Yeah,
don't know how much more overtly conservative you could be than that. But like
yeah,
you and I can watch The Dark Knight Rises and understand that we may or may not agree with the underlying premise of the
right,
political message, but it's a good movie. It just doesn't seem like they're
correct.
capable of doing that when
Yeah.
the movie is liberal in nature. And I do miss when movies were a bit trusted the viewer more
Mhm.
than they do now. Like I think it was there's a new movie out. I haven't seen it. I Love Boosters, and
Okay.
the complaint from people who are like amenable to the message of the movie are like, it's not even a movie.
Yeah.
It's just her beating us over the head with her beliefs. And it's like, you have to make a good movie first. And
Yeah, yeah,
then you
yeah.
can, go with it.
Okay. She Jordan Peeled it.
Well, yeah, for the most part. But Jordan Peele used to be better.
Yeah.
So talk about one hit wonder. But no, I just as long as it's artfully done and it doesn't insult my intelligence and it trusts me as a
Right.
viewer, which gets rarer and rarer these days because of
Hmm.
everything's released for streamers and just assuming you're not paying attention. But I
Yeah.
a lot of art was political, but I feel like people were more tolerant of it when it wasn't when it was like tactfully done. So
Yeah. That's fair.
um yeah, and just not like if you turn on the movie and it's just a bunch of like pronoun jokes that are 10 years old and like it's just
Right.
like all right,
Yeah.
I don't like this regardless of I disagree with your message, but also this isn't good.
Right.
It's like it has
I
to be
feel you.
good.
Yeah, even like if you think about like Avengers and Thanos' mission, I mean that was ultra conservative. Let's just wipe out half of everyone so we have more resources. I
Well,
mean,
I mean, to be fair, I've heard environmentalists say something similar. Like we shouldn't have kids because
yeah,
the planet's going to overpopulate. So that one's a bit muddled there. But
fair.
Thanos was definitely about hoarding those resources. So
Yes. And remember if he could control everything with the stones, you could have just doubled the resources.
yeah. Well, that's the problem with. I mean, it's a comic book, and so
Right.
there are going to be a little plot holes in it because it's written for children. And so it's nothing wrong with it, but I mean, I
Yeah.
saw what was it? It was the one before Infinity War and Endgame. I thought
Yeah.
Infinity War was better than Endgame because Infinity War actually had consequences, and the Endgame
Hmm.
just um that was
It was a trip
honestly,
down memory lane.
yeah, it was nostalgia bait and it was fan
Yeah.
service. But I left that movie thinking there are no consequences to end. Like, what am I like? I can everything that happened in the first one, they just went psych, and we're back to
Right. The
point A.
multiverse kind of, yeah, it distorted everything.
I was like, all right, so like, why would I need to see any more of these? Nothing ever actually happens. Uh,
Yeah, it made the possibilities endless, and thus it made the consequences useless.
yeah, it's just like there's never any consequences. The bad guy, no one's ever actually under any threat. And the one time it felt like
Right.
something actually happened, you reversed it the next movie. I'm like, all right, I'm
Correct.
kind of done with this. I don't really need to see any more of this. You got anything else for that topic?
Um, no, I think that was it pretty much. I mean, we covered the basis of it. Yeah, I think that's about it.
All
What you
right,
got
man.
next?
Movie set. It's just you on the movie set.
Okay, yeah. So I was watching Big Bang Theory today or the other day. Well, pretty much every day. It's one of my comfort shows, and it got me to thinking if you could take certain like artifacts or just like keepsakes from movie sets or movies that you love, maybe even TV shows that you love. Do you have like a list? Do you have some that you'd want to keep it if you had like a trophy room or something like that?
Thought about this beforehand. You go first.
Okay. Let's see. What do I have here? Yeah, I got kind of a lot. So I got the Batmobile. Either one from any of the movies.
Where would you store a
Preferable.
Batmobile? Did
A
you like rent
garage.
storage space? All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Well, it is if I can afford the Batmobile, I'm rich enough to have a big garage.
Okay.
Uh, Manifesting. So, I'll probably have the one from Christian Bale's movies, and then the Pattinson one was hard with the kind of the souped up sports car. I definitely want one of the Tobey Maguire spider suits for sure.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
or maybe at least like the mask, like that mask, and then the Green Goblin mask. Um, one of my favorite movie franchises is Fast and Furious before they turn into like space espionage movies. I would take the Chrome with the Carolina Blue racing stripes and Nissan Skyline from the second movie when he's in
Okay.
Miami. That's one of my dream cars. They don't even make those shits no more. When I get rich, that's the first thing I'm gonna do is like track one of them bitches down and buy one of them. This is more from a short film, but I would get the jacket from Beat It. I
Okay.
know I know everyone says the Thriller one was tough, but I love that Beat It jacket too. Um, One of my favorite sports movies, my money top three football movie ever, Friday Night Lights. I want one of those 45 Booby Miles jerseys. Those shits were hard. Um, this movie I'd probably take two. Back to the Future, obviously the DeLorean, who wouldn't want that? But I really always loved those Nike Zooms, the high tops that kind of strap themselves. I just thought they were so high tech and so dope. And it's cool that they exist now in real life. What else next? The jacket that Wolverine wore, or Hugh Jackman wore as Wolverine, the brown one. That one was tough. And I also love the Tom Cruise Top Gun jacket with the fur on the fur collar
Okay.
and all the patches. Then my last
I
one, this is like super
Go
niche.
ahead.
There's an old movie called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It's about
Okay.
like a magical car. It's this car like set in like the maybe like 20s, but it just looked fresh as fuck. So I probably want that as like some collector shit, like Jay Leno's car collection. If you've ever seen that,
I have seen Jay. I mean, I know Jay Leno has an extensive car collection, but I
yeah.
couldn't list the cars in it or anything like that.
So have you seen Great Gatsby, the Leo version?
Not I couldn't. Yes, I have, but I couldn't tell you much about
Okay,
it.
so all the cars in that movie they borrowed from Jay Leno's car collection.
Wow, he's a very wealthy
Yeah,
man. He's so
yeah,
rich, the fake rich movie character used his shit.
yeah.
All right, fair enough. Give me the baseball that they got from the slobbering dog in Sandlot. I'll
Oh,
take
Sam,
that.
that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And you mentioned the jacket, Bane's jacket in the scene
Oh,
where he's
tough. Yes,
when he gets beat
in front of
up,
the yeah,
City Hall, I think it was.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah, those are the two that come to mind. Is the slobbering baseball from the Sandlot and
yeah. That's a good one.
Bane's jacket. So anything
Those
else?
PF Flyers were tough too. Those PF Flyers, those black high tops.
I haven't seen that movie in so
Um,
long.
I mean, me neither. We should do that. We should review that for this summer.
I can add it on the list.
Um, what else? I'm trying to think of a good one. Uh, the glass that Sheila broke on Mike's head. And why did I get married?
I am surprised that he got up, man.
Yeah,
Um,
she cracked him good.
for people, don't try that at home. Glass does not break
No,
that
dude.
easily in real life. You will kill somebody. And you see the movies like someone like smack a beer bottle over someone's head and the bottle shatters.
It's
That's not how it
yeah,
works.
right. My
That
favorite one
is,
is the one in Malcolm X.
yeah. Or not even like a beer bottle. You'll see someone like take a shot glass and just like smash it like that. Do you know how hard that
Yeah,
glass
yeah,
is? It's not. You're gonna hurt somebody. So don't do that.
yeah. You're gonna blind someone at the very least.
Anything else you want to talk about before we head on over to Iceman?
Uh, yeah, for the listeners out there, I don't know if they're into gaming or not. They listen to us, I would assume so. So I just copped Batman, the Lego Batman Dark Knight version on PS5 and played that for a little bit. It's pretty fun. Takes you through like the Dark Knight trilogy, which is kind of dope. Only played about 30, 45 minutes, but I fuck with it so far. And then I also got the 007 First Light game. You should definitely. I know you told me to tell you about that. Definitely cop that. It's super fun.
Okay.
You're taking through like I played for like 45 minutes, and I almost like lost track of time and missed a pod. So
Okay.
it's really really good.
I was going to tell you that the first hour or two of any game is like tutorials, but I figured
Right.
you played video games before. That would be a bit condescending, so I just didn't. All right.
Yeah.
So, what am I playing right now? I'm playing The Witcher 3 on PlayStation 5.
Okay.
Um, our, role-playing game similar to Elder Scrolls, if you've ever played that. You build out your character, your magic, your sword, different things like that. And I'm playing Mario Wonder on the Switch. Old school 2D scroller Mario, kind of with 2026 modernization, if you will. Uh,
Hmm.
Pretty dope. I'm into it. So we will end it
Okay.
there. Let us know what video games you're playing. If you think we should play, if you guys want us to talk more about them, we are open to suggestions. So
Yeah. We do this shit for real.
yeah, for sure. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. My name is Darius. That's D's all up in your area on all socials.
And I'm Jordan. That's Jordan be writing on all socials.
Please rate, like, and subscribe. We are at Out the Trunk Pod on all socials. That is Out the Trunk Pod on all socials. See y'all next week.
Thanks y'all for watching.